Good afternoon, students. In previous class, we have seen what about the photoelectric effect. Okay, just I will recall that one. In previous class, we have seen what about the introduction of the structure of atom, in what way we have to prepare. That means what is the reason we have to prepare the structure of atom, and even up to Dalton's atomic theory, they thought that atoms are indivisible, and after that, one experiment proved that is photoelectric effect. Even atoms are also divisible. Okay, no longer Dalton's atomic theory first point is true, it is false. Okay, so by observing this photoelectric effect, actually this photoelectric effect is experimented. Okay, we have seen, even we are not able to see these particles, invisible particles came out from atoms. Even we are not able to see sodium atoms, but we are able to recognize some charged particles on zinc sulfide screen. Okay, by seeing the dots present on the zinc sulfide screen, we will come to know some charged particles came out of atoms. Meaning of that one, definitely atoms are also divisible. Okay, so from here onwards, we will come to know and we will conclude one point, that is atoms are divisible. Okay, if atoms are divisible, further some more particles are present in the atom. That is the meaning. Okay, atom is divisible means we can make that atom into small particles. Is it okay? Means some more atom is small particle, like that we told, ultimate particle. Now what is the conclusion came from photoelectric effect? We can make that atom into furthermore small particles. Okay, what are those small particles and what about the discovery of those particles? We will come to know. We are going to study. Okay, ma? Till now, is it completed? Is it clear, everyone? Okay, see. By using the sunlight, some form of energy, after getting this energy incident onto the sodium, some invisible particles containing some charge, that is negative or positive, we don't know. Okay, whatever the charge might be, that might be negative or positive, if it is fallen on zinc sulfide screen, at the time of collision, we will observe the spark. After some time, we can see the dot. By seeing the dot present on zinc sulfide screen, we will come to know definitely some charged particles came from the sodium atom and they are fallen on zinc sulfide. Okay, if some charged particles came out of the atom, sodium atoms, definitely those particles are previously present in the sodium atom, and we are able to separate that particle from the sodium atom, means sodium atom is divisible. At once one atom is divisible, definitely remaining all the atoms should be divisible. That's why atoms are not indivisible, those are divisible. Okay, ma? Now, what about the particles present in the atom? That one we will see. Okay. The particles which are present in the atom, actually till that Dalton's atomic theory we thought that atoms are indivisible, but now we came to know atoms are divisible. Okay, the particles which are present in the atom are called subatomic particles. Sub means further, these particles are present in atom. That's why those are called subatomic particles. Okay, now what are the different types of subatomic particles present in the atom? 1. Electron. 2. Proton. 3. Neutron. 4. Positron. 5. Neutrino. 6. Anti-electron, etc. Like this, so many particles are present in the atom. Those are called subatomic particles. But out of these many particles, so many particles, electron, proton and neutron, 3 particles, they can explain the entire structure of atom. Electron, proton and neutron, 3 particles. Okay, Actually, so many particles are present in the atom. Those are all called subatomic particles. Out of these many subatomic particles, three particles, electron, proton and neutron, they can explain the total structure of the atom. That's why these three particles are called fundamental particles. These three particles are called fundamental particles. So, by using our photoelectric effect experiment, we came to know that further small particles are present in the atom. Those particles are called subatomic particles. Various subatomic particles are present in the atom, but out of these various particles, three particles are there. Those are electron, proton and neutron. Can explain the total structure of the atom. Can explain the total structure of the atom. Okay, those three particles are called fundamental particles. Out of these many subatomic particles, see, electron, proton, neutron, positron, neutrino, antineutron, like that, so many are there. Antineutrino is also there. Okay, out of these many subatomic particles, three particles are very important. What are those? Electron, proton and neutron. Because depending on that electron, proton and neutron, we can obtain the total structure of the atom. Depending on electron, proton and neutron, we can obtain the total structure of the atom, and those three particles are called fundamental particles. And those three particles are called fundamental particles. Okay, now our thing is, till now we don't know whether atom is divisible or not. Okay, so by using photoelectric effect, we came to one conclusion that atoms are divisible. If atoms are divisible, furthermore so many particles are present in the atom. Like this, so many particles are there. But out of these many particles, three particles are fundamental particles. Those are electron, proton and neutron. Now our duty is, what about electron, proton and neutron? How they are discovered? Okay, what are the characteristics of these particles? All these things we have to study. Okay, ma? That's why our next side heading is discovery of subatomic particles. Actually, subatomic particles like that we will keep. We will discuss about these three particles only. Okay, ma? Shall we go through that one? Okay. Our next side heading is just 1 second, ma. So our side heading is discovery of subatomic particles. Individually, we will study what about the electron, proton and neutron, how they are discovered, all these things we will study, ma. So under this discovery of subatomic particles, A, discovery of cathode rays. Sir, you told that the electrons, protons and neutrons, but you kept the side heading discovery of cathode rays, like that you might have got the doubt. Okay. Cathode rays, why did I keep the side heading? You will understand. Cathode rays are nothing but electrons only. No problem at all. Okay. See, discovery of cathode rays. This is nothing but electrons. Okay. We will see what about the discovery of electrons. This discovery of cathode rays was done in discharge tube. What is that? Cathode rays are electrons were discovered in discharge tube experiment. Okay, that experiment I am going to draw now. This is the space. Whether it is whether it is enough or not, I don't know. That's why I am going to rub this one. Actually, under this discovery of subatomic particles, you can keep the side heading discovery of cathode rays. So I am doing one thing, ma. Here I am keeping A, and this one itself I am keeping cathode rays. Okay, in which experiment this cathode is were discovered? Discharge tube. Okay, what is a discharge tube? Let us see. Discharge tube is a glass tube it is like normal glass tube, three-dimensional like this. Total it is enclosed like glass. I think you are understanding. Like this only glass will be. This is not open. Okay, this is closed like this. Total like a cylinder. Okay, now in this glass tube, one side it is kept with two sides, no? Two sides it is kept with metal plates. Metal plates means iron, platinum, like that. So many metals we have. Okay, any metal plate we will take, and these metal plates are kept on left side and right side. Okay, now left side metal plate is connected to negative terminal of the battery. Negative terminal of the battery. Right side metal plate is connected to positive terminal of the battery. Sir, what is this battery? If you see normal remote batteries like that, okay, that battery, if you observe, it has two terminals, positive terminal and negative terminal. Okay, that little bit bob like it is there, that is positive terminal. Other side plane like surface, that is negative terminal. Correct? Now, this metal plate is shouldered with one metal wire. Okay, that metal wire is connected to negative terminal of the battery, and this wire, this plate, metal plate, is connected to positive terminal of the battery. These two metal plates normally neutral in nature. Simply those are metals. But at once if this metal plate is connected to negative terminal, this metal plate is behaving like a negative electrode. That negative electrode is called cathode. At once if this metal plate is connected to negative terminal of the battery, then that is behaving like a negative charged plate, because this is containing which charge? Negative charge. Automatically this metal plate is developed by negative charge in the experiment. Okay, and that metal plate is called cathode. Next, the metal plate which is connected to positive terminal of the battery will be behaving like a positive charged plate. Okay, and that positive charged plate is called anode, and that positive charged plate is called anode. These two metal plates combinedly called electrodes. These two metal plates are combinedly called as electrodes. Individually called, negative charged plate is called cathode and positive charged plate is called anode. Okay, ma? Next. This is the glass tube which is contained by some outlet. From here we will control the pressure. From here we will control the pressure. It is connected to suction pump. It is connected to suction pump. This total glass tube inside only, inside it is kept with two metal plates. Okay, one metal plate is connected to negative terminal of the battery, another metal plate is connected to positive terminal of the battery. The negative terminal metal plate is called cathode, positive terminal metal plate is called anode. Combined these two are called electrodes. Okay, in this glass tube we are going to take hydrogen gas. Which gas was taken, ma? Hydrogen gas. What I am representing here, these are all particles of hydrogen. Which gas was taken? Hydrogen gas. Okay. What are all these things? These are all hydrogen particles. This is hydrogen gas, these are all hydrogen particles. Is it clear now? This is the construction of discharge tube. Discovery of cathode rays, those are nothing but electrons, was done in discharge tube experiment. Okay, this is the discharge tube experiment. Discharge tube is a glass tube which is fitted with two metal plates on left side and right side. Left side metal plate is connected to negative terminal of the battery. Right side metal plate is connected to positive terminal of the battery. At once left side metal plate is connected to negative terminal, it is behaving like a negative plate electrode, which is called cathode. At once right side electrode is connected to positive terminal of the battery, it is behaving like a positive metal plate, positive charged metal plate, and it is called anode. Both cathode and anode are commonly called as electrodes. Okay, in between these two, which gas was taken? Hydrogen gas was taken. Please listen to this class carefully. After completion of this one, by today evening, I will post one video for you which contains this cathode ray experiment directly. Okay, in YouTube one video is there. That one also I will post for you. If you see that one more clearly we can understand how this discovery of cathode rays was happened. Okay, now first go through the class. After that I will post the video. Okay, now which gas was taken here? Hydrogen gas. Okay, now what happened? See, one side it was kept as open and it is connected to suction pump. Okay, by using this suction pump, if any excess gas is there, we will set that one, means we will remove that one, and pressure we are able to maintain. Actually, inside, when more amount of hydrogen gas is there, high pressure will be there. When less amount of hydrogen gas is there, less pressure will be there. Because depending on amount of gas present inside, pressure will be depending. Okay, ma? So, if according to our usage or according to our requirement, we will just remove hydrogen gas or add hydrogen gas and maintain the pressure at 0.0001 mm of Hg. Very low pressure, 0.0001 mm of Hg. From this suction pump, we can remove the hydrogen gas and we can maintain the very low pressure. Okay, why we have to maintain that low pressure? I will give clarity after completion of the discovery. Okay, keep it as a doubt, no problem. What is the low pressure, ma? 0.0001 mm of Hg. What is this mm of Hg? That one also you will get clarity in remaining classes, next coming chapters. Please presently think this one as units of pressure. Units of pressure. Okay, ma? Now, what is the value of pressure inside 0.0001 mm of Hg? That much very low, very less number of hydrogen particles are present inside. Okay, next. Here, what is the potential we have to use? This battery is very high potential battery. This battery is very high potential battery, that is 11,000 volts. Very high potential, 11,000 volts battery we have to use. Okay, why we have to use very high potential and why we have to use very low pressure? All these things you will get clarity at once this discovery is completed. Till now, this is the construction of discharge tube. Okay, ma? Discharge tube was constructed. Now we can go through what is happening inside the discharge tube. Okay, let us see, ma, all of this. At once I switch on this battery. Switch on means I connected this positive terminal and negative terminal by using the wires. You can observe by using the wires we can connect to that batteries like this. Okay, then that is closed circuit. Like that here also we are doing, ma. At once if you switch on the battery, now closed circuit is closed. Okay, electricity is passing from here to here and here to here also. At once it is going to reach this metal plate. Electrical energy at once it is going to reach this metal plate. Okay, from here it is transformed to nearby particles. So this is the electrical energy which is applied on the atom, hydrogen particle. This electrical energy up to negative charge plate it is applied. Okay, from there immediately it is going to touch the nearby hydrogen atom. Okay, ma. In hydrogen atom we have positive charge at the center. In hydrogen atom we have positive charge at the center and negative charge on the outside. That is called electron. Positive charge is present like this. Electron is revolving around the nucleus. Like Earth is revolving around the sun. Imagine sun like a positive charge and electron like Earth. Sun is like a positive charge and electron is like a Earth. Okay, ma? Like that, positive charge is present at the center and electron is revolving like this. Actually that structure we don't know. By using next coming models only we can understand, but to understand this experiment easily, I explain here itself. Okay ma? So the structure of atom inside, positive charge is present at the center, electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Sorry, that positive charge. Electron is revolving around the positive charge. Till that you can keep aside. Okay ma? Same structure will come across with the next coming models also. Okay, now at once this see, this is the hydrogen atom with positive charge and electron is present here. At once this much high voltage, very high voltage in electrical energy, this high voltage is going to reach this negative charge plate. This is going to hit the electron. This is going to hit the electron. So by absorption of that energy, this electron is coming out. To get that electron out, we need very high amount of energy. To get that electron out, we need very high amount of energy. That's why we are using this much high potential, 11,000 volts. Okay, at once this electron comes out, same thing will be happened for next atom also. That electron is coming out. From here also electron is coming out. From here also electron is coming out. Like that, this electrical energy is transformed, means passing through every particle of the gas, and from every particle that electron is coming out. From every particle that electron is coming out. Like this, from every particle of hydrogen, the electron came out. That electrons at once if they come out, okay, they are moving from this cathode to anode. Okay, now my question is, after getting out the electron, suppose this is the electron particle came out, this is the electron particle came out, this is the electron. Okay, these electrons, all the particles, they are moving towards which side? Positive charged plate. They are moving towards which plate? Positive charged plate. What is the meaning of that one? Why these particles are moving towards positive charged plate? Because these particles contain negative charge. Opposite charges are attracted. Is it correct or not? Opposite charges are attracted. As these particles are moving towards the anode. Anode contains which charge plate? Positive charge. Okay. These particles must contain negative charge. Like that we are expecting. Actually, in photoelectric effect, those particles are coming out now. By using the sunlight, those particles are coming out, and those particles are going to hit the zinc sulfide screen, and we are able to see the dots. By seeing the dots, we can understand those particles must contain some charge. But whether it is positive charge or negative charge, we don't know. Because for both positive charge and negative charge, the zinc sulfide will be responding. That's why by using that photoelectric effect, we can't say whether that particle which is coming out. Okay, invisible particles I told na, those invisible particles which are coming out, whether they contain positive charge or negative charge, we don't know. Because for every positive charge and negative charge, that zinc sulfide will be responding. That's why we can't say by using photoelectric effect. But by using discharge tube experiment, we can explain how. But once these particles are coming out, please understand carefully. And once these particles are coming out, these particles are not moving towards cathode. Why these particles are not moving towards cathode? Because these particles contain negative charge. Cathode contains negative charge. Both repulsion will be happened. Same charges will be repelled, opposite charges will be attracted. Same charges will be repelled, opposite charges will be attracted. That by using that thing only, these particles are moving towards which charged plate? Positive charged plate. These particles are moving towards positive charged plate. Why these are moving towards positive charged plate? If you think like that, definitely these particles must contain negative charge. Definitely if they contain negative charge, then only they will be attracted towards positive charge. Is it correct or not? How can we say these particles which are coming out? Actually we cannot see these particles now. Same what is happened in photoelectric effect here also. The particles which are coming out from hydrogen atom, we cannot see them. We are conducting one experiment. Is it correct or not? Okay. Those particles which are coming out, they are moving from cathode to anode. Sir, how can we recognize those are moving from cathode to anode? That one we will see in properties. That one we will understand. No problem. Okay. Now, these particles are moving from which side to which side? From this side to anode. Anode contains which charge? Positive charge. Then definitely these particles which are coming out from the atom, they must contain negative charge, because opposite charges will be attracted. As these particles contain negative charge, then only these are moving towards positive charge plate. By that we can estimate that the particles which are coming out from atom, they must contain negative charge. Okay, then only they are attracted towards anode. Is it clear? Now, coming to this one, see, at once if you switch on the battery, electrical energy is passed and reached up to here, cathode. From here, this energy is transformed to nearby particle, and there onwards it is transformed. Okay, now these particles which are coming out, they are appeared as moving from cathode to anode. See the direction, ma? See, they are moving out, correct? Like this they came out. They are appeared as they are moving from cathode to anode. As these rays are moving from cathode to anode, they kept the name cathode rays. As these rays are moving from, they are appeared as moving from cathode to anode. From cathode to anode. That's why these rays are kept like cathode rays. Okay, that's why we kept the name discovery of cathode rays. Those cathode rays contain which charged particles? Negative charged particles. And those negative charged particles are called electrons. And that electrons were named by scientist later. That is G.J. Stoney. That one, after completion of this, I will write on the board everything. Okay, now I think I hope you understood this one, everything till now what is completed. Okay, what is the voltage we have used? 11,000 volts we have used. What is the pressure we have used? 0.0001 mm of Hg. Okay, left side electrode is connected to negative terminal of the battery. Right side electrode is connected to positive terminal of the battery. That right side electrode is called anode and left side electrode is called cathode. At once if you switch on this battery, very high voltage we are applying. Because of that high voltage, hydrogen atom contained by some particles are there inside. Those particles are coming out. Those particles are moving from cathode to anode. That means they are attracted towards anode. Why these particles are attracted towards anode? Anode contains which charge? Positive charge. As these particles are moving towards positive charge, definitely these particles are attracted towards positive charge, and these particles must contain negative charge. And those negative charged particles are called electrodes. As these particles are appeared as moving from cathode to anode, these particles are called cathode rays. These rays are called cathode rays. Okay, ma. This is about discovery of cathode rays or electrons. One see the board clearly. These are all particles of hydrogen. From every hydrogen, one electron came out. Okay, and these are formed like a stream. Stream means like water, how it will flow from one place to another place, like that. Group of electrons, at once they came out. Okay, they are moving from this cathode to anode. Actually, I told individually like this for understanding purpose. At once if you switch on the battery, immediately you will observe stream of particles are moving from cathode to anode, and they kept immediately the name of that rays, stream of rays, is as cathode rays. That cathode rays must contain which charged particles? Negatively charged particles. So we confined with negative charged particles present in the atom. Okay. At once if you are confined with negative charged particles present in the atom, and atoms are neutral, definitely positive charge also must be present in the atom. That is discovery of anode rays or proton. That one next we will see. First, before that, we have to see what about the discovery of cathode rays and properties of cathode rays. Okay, ma? I hope you understood this one. At once, if you are clear about this one, we have to see what about the properties of these cathode rays. Okay? Main important conditions are pressure, very low pressure we have to use, 0.0001 mm of Hg. High voltage, that is 11,000 volts we have to use. Okay, these are the important conditions. And left side metal plate is called cathode and right side metal plate is called anode. The electrode which carries negative charge is called cathode and the electrode which carries positive charge is called anode. These rays are appeared as moving from cathode to anode. That's why these rays are called cathode rays. And these particles present in the cathode rays contain negative charge because they are moving towards positive charge plate. These are the conclusions we made from this experiment. Okay, next. Next side heading, properties of cathode rays. under this properties of cathode rays, first one, let us imagine that this is cathode and this is anode. This is negative charge plate, this is positive charge plate. Actually, completely I have to go through the glass tube, but these are all properties only, na? We have to remember them simply. Okay, no need of diagrams also. For your understanding purpose, I am drawing the diagrams. Okay, now the particles which are coming out from the gas, those are moving from cathode to anode. These are called cathode rays. Okay, these cathode rays travel in straight line from cathode to anode. What is the first property? Cathode rays travel in straight line from cathode to anode. They are not following any other path, no? Straightly. At once, if they come out from the particle, straightly they are moving from cathode to anode like this, straight path. Okay, how can we say these are moving in straight path? Okay, scientists, they have done one thing, that is they kept one light metal frame with shape like this in the path of cathode rays. These are all cathode rays, man. These are all cathode rays. Scientists kept one metal frame, very lightweight metal frame in the path of this cathode rays. Okay, they are going to hit the metal frame now. Then they observed that metal frame shadow is happened on anode. This is the actual metal frame. Okay, back side of this metal frame, one shadow is happened. The shadow size and this metal frame size are same. Shadow size and metal frame size are same. Sir, how can we say if the shadow size and metal frame size are same, then these are traveling in straight line? Like that, how can we say? If you ask like that, for one example I will tell. Suppose suddenly in our home power is lost. Okay, just we have gone through one candle. From that candle we are getting light. Okay, correctly, if you are standing in the straight path of the candle light, our image is happened with same size. We are standing here and we are keeping candle like this much. From this light is fallen on our body, then a shadow is happened backside. If you observe at that condition, our size and the shadow size both are same. But if you keep candle somewhere like this, from here we are getting the light, then if you observe the shadow size is different from our body. Definitely it is appeared as bigger. Correct or not? That is, what is the meaning there? These light rays are not traveling in straight line. In different direction it is coming and approaching towards our body. Because of that, some different size shadow is appeared. Correct or not? But here what is happened? We observed that these cathode rays are moving in straight lines. Okay, and in that path of cathode rays, we kept one object like this metal frame. Okay, at once these cathode rays are going to hit that metal frame, we are going to get shadow backside of this metal frame on anode. Size of that shadow and size of this object both are same. Meaning of that one, these cathode rays are traveling straight line and they are going to hit the metal frame exactly in the same straight line direction. Because of that, we are getting that shadow size and metal frame size both are same. By using this experiment, we can tell that cathode rays are moving from cathode to anode in straight line. This is first property. Are you clear, ma? This is first property. Cathode rays travel in straight line from cathode to anode. This is important thing, straight line. Okay, if you are very clear about this first property, we will go to next one, second one. Shall I rub that one? Okay. Second one. Cathode rays are formed in glass tube, correct? These are moving from cathode to anode. These cathode rays, if they fall in on glass tube, if the cathode rays fall in on the glass tube, they will emit one color that is called greenish fluorescence. Fluorescence is like in night time it is a highly glowing like substance, that is fluorescence. Which color is absorbed? Greenish fluorescence. Which color is absorbed? Greenish fluorescence. When cathode rays fallen on glass tube, we will observe greenish fluorescence. Please observe carefully. That color, greenish fluorescence or pink fluorescence like that, it is depending on nature of glass. If cathode rays fallen on another type of glass, you might have gotten pink color. This glass what we are using now, on that glass, if cathode rays are fallen, we will get greenish fluorescence. Okay, by using this greenish fluorescence, we can say that they are moving from cathode to anode. Okay, I will send one video to you after completion of this class. In that video, clearly we can see that greenish fluorescence, green color light is traveling from cathode to anode. Clearly we can observe, no problem. I will send that video. After seeing that video, you will get more clear about this one. Okay, what about the second property? Cathode rays, if they fall on glass tube, cathode rays, if they fall on glass tube, we will get which fluorescence? Greenish fluorescence light. Okay, that is the second one. This is simple property only. First one, cathode rays travel from cathode to anode in straight line. Second one, when cathode rays fall on glass tube, we will get greenish fluorescence. Green color light will be observed. In that experiment, what I am going to send to you, in that experiment, first they will start with light, outside light. After some time, they will switch off the lights. But clearly this light, greenish fluorescence, we can observe in the absence of light clearly. Okay, that video I will send, no problem at all. This is second property. Next. Third one. This is the path of cathode ray. In the path of this cathode ray, I kept electric field. Observe. This is the cathode ray tube. Okay. Cathode rays are moving from cathode to anode like this. This is the direction inside. Okay. Now I kept electric field like this. This is negative charged plate here, and this is positive charged plate from above and below. Is it okay, ma? From above I kept negative charged plate that is connected to negative terminal of the battery. From below positive charged plate I kept. Okay, like how we connected here and here, like this, these two fields. Negative charge and positive charge plate, if you keep like that, some potential difference will be developed, and that is called electric field. Okay, ma? So this is the cylindrical tube. Imagine this is like discharge tube. Okay, I kept electric field, negative charge plate from here, it is like this, ma, and positive charge plate like this. This is the tube. This one I kept outside only. This is positive charge plate. Okay. Now what is happening here? In the path of cathode rays, if you apply electric field, these cathode rays are deflected towards. Sorry. This is negative charge plate. Huh? These cathode rays are deflected towards positive charge plate. Why these are deflected towards positive charge plate? Because these particles contain negative charge. They will be attracted towards positive charge plate. That is happening in presence of electric field. Okay. Now I will tell one sentence, that is, in the presence of electric field. First, if you are clear about this diagram, I am going to write the point, third point. In the presence of electric field, cathode rays are deflected towards anode. In the presence of electric field, cathode rays are deflected towards anode. Okay, I am going to write the point. in the presence of electric field, cathode rays are deflected towards positive plate or anode, or simply we can write positive plate, it is better. Okay, in the presence of electric field, cathode rays are deflected towards positive plate. By using this one also we can say cathode rays contain negative charged particles. This is third property. What is the first one, man? Cathode rays, they are moving from cathode to anode in a straight line. Second one, cathode rays when they fall on glass tube, they will emit greenish fluorescence. Third one, in the presence of electric field, cathode rays are deflected towards positive charged plate. Okay, this is clear. Next, fourth one. This is the path of cathode rays. This is cathode, this is anode. Cathode rays, they are moving from cathode to anode in this direction, like this straight line. No? In the path of this cathode rays, now I kept magnetic field. This is north pole. This is south pole. Same, previously how did we keep that one? Electric field, like that now also. See, this is the cylinder. Like this north pole I kept. And like this south pole. You know horseshoe magnet, no? Horseshoe magnet, in the form of horseshoe it is like this. Okay, one side it is north pole and another side it is south pole. Now I am going to keep like this. This is north pole and this is south pole. This is cathode ray discharge tube. Exactly from above and below I am going to keep north pole and south pole. I hope you understood. Okay, now in the path of this cathode rays, we kept north pole and south, that is we applied magnetic field. Then these cathode rays are deflected towards north pole. Cathode rays, in the path of cathode rays, if you apply magnetic field, cathode rays are deflected towards north pole. That is the fourth point. I am going to write that one. Before that, you observe, I think, this north pole and south pole, it is like horseshoe magnet. Okay, that horseshoe magnet, north pole is above and south pole is below. Okay, ma? Now write the point. Cathode rays are deflected towards north pole in the presence of magnetic field. Cathode rays are deflected towards north pole in the presence of magnetic field. This is fourth point. Third point and fourth point combinedly we can say cathode rays are deflected towards, cathode rays are deflected in the presence of electric field and magnetic field towards positive charged plate and north pole respectively. Like that 3 and 4 points combinedly we can say. First point, cathode rays traveling direction straight line. Okay, from cathode to anode. Second point, cathode rays will form greenish fluorescence when they fall on glass tube. Third point, cathode rays are deflected towards positive charged plate in the presence of electric field. Fourth point, cathode rays are deflected towards north pole in the presence of magnetic field. Okay, next point. Fifth one. In the path of cathode rays, if you keep any metal foil, which is very thin, in the suppose how much thin we can estimate. On sweets, they will coat one paper. gold color paper or silver color paper like that. If you observe that milk from milk, if you obtain the sweet milk, that is kova like that. On that, if you observe that very thin paper is coated, is it correct? That much thin metal foil must be kept here, very thin. In the path of cathode rays, if you keep very thin metal foil, these cathode rays penetrate through the metal foil. We will say pass through the metal foil. Actually, metal foil is like this. Metal foil is like this without any holes. Metal foil does not contain any hole. It is very thin. Through this metal foil without any hole, these cathode rays are able to be passing. That process is called penetration. That process is called penetration. If any holes are there in the metal foil, if any holes are there, through that these cathode rays, if they pass, then we can say that is passing. P-A-S-S-I-N-G. Now, without any holes, very thin metal foil if you keep, through that thin metal foil, these cathode rays are able to travel. That process is called penetration. Okay, na? Now, that fifth point is called cathode rays can penetrate through very thin metal foils. Cathode rays can penetrate through very thin metal foils. I am going to write that one. Cathode rays can penetrate through thin metal foils. Okay, this is fifth point. Some more properties are there. I will explain in next class. But before here, first 5 properties we have seen today, and what are the things today we have covered. Discovery of cathode rays, how these cathode rays were discovered in discharge tube. Okay, after completion of that, what are the properties of cathode rays? All these things, up to 5 properties we have seen. First property, cathode rays direction. Second property, cathode rays will give out greenish fluorescence when they fall on glass tube. Third one, cathode rays will be deflected towards positive charged plate in the presence of electric field. Fourth one, cathode rays will be deflected towards north pole in the presence of magnetic field. Fifth one, cathode rays can penetrate through thin metal foils. Okay, now some more properties we have. Those properties we will discuss in next class. Okay, ma? That is about today's class. I hope you are all clear about the class, ma. Thank you. Thank you all.